The Silent Violin. The grand old concert hall in Vienna stood silent in the dawn, shrouded in an eerie stillness that hinted at secrets hidden within its marble walls. The renowned violinist Celeste Montrose was found dead in her dressing room, her lifeless body draped elegantly over a velvet chair, eyes wide with an unfinished song. Her prized violin, a priceless Stradivarius, was nowhere to be seen, leaving investigators puzzled over why anyone would steal such an irreplaceable instrument. Detective Lutz arrived at the scene, his mind already buzzing with questions as he surveyed the elegant yet tragic setting of the concert hall. Rumors of jealousy, envy, and rivalry had plagued Celeste's career, but no one expected it would lead to her untimely and violent end. Emil, a struggling violinist with a well-known love-hate relationship with Celeste, was the first suspect. He had motive and opportunity. The night before, Celeste had humiliated Emil during a rehearsal, dismissing his skills in front of the entire orchestra, leaving him enraged and humiliated. As Lutz interviewed Emil, the young musician's hands shook slightly, but his voice held steady as he vehemently denied any involvement in Celeste's death. Sophia, Celeste's assistant, was next to be questioned, her calm demeanor barely masking an underlying tension as she recounted the events of the previous evening. Sophia admitted that Celeste had recently changed her will, cutting out several people close to her, fueling suspicions and anger among her peers. Jonah, the charismatic conductor, seemed oddly unaffected by the tragedy, his gaze steady and unreadable as he answered Lutz's probing questions. Jonah and Celeste shared a complex history, one woven with both professional admiration and whispered rumors of a past romance turned bitter. The missing violin became an obsession for Detective Lutz, who knew it must hold some significance to the case, perhaps a hidden message or final clue. A detailed search of Celeste's dressing room revealed a torn page from a music score, marked with cryptic notations that Lutz couldn't decipher. Lutz brought in a musical expert to analyze the notations, suspecting they might contain a hidden message, perhaps a last plea from the deceased. The expert concluded that the notations were part of an old, rarely performed concerto, which Celeste had intended to play at the upcoming concert. This particular concerto was well known in classical circles for its technical difficulty and emotional intensity, a piece reserved only for the truly talented. Emil had always dreamed of performing this piece, but Celeste's mastery made it clear he would never be chosen to play it as long as she was alive. Jonah insisted that Celeste would have wanted the concert to continue despite her passing, suggesting they dedicate it to her memory. Sophia objected, stating that performing without Celeste felt wrong, that the concert would lose its soul without her presence on stage. As the investigation deepened, Lutz uncovered a history of rivalry and grudges among the musicians, each with their own reasons to resent Celeste. Emil's bitterness grew from years of rejection, while Sophia resented being kept in Celeste's shadow, her own talents ignored and overlooked. Jonah's motivations were murkier, a blend of admiration and unresolved tension from a romance that ended poorly, leaving scars on both sides. Lutz found a peculiar photograph among Celeste's belongings, a candid shot of her and Emil in a moment of laughter, suggesting a bond beyond mere rivalry. Emil admitted they had once been close, drawn together by their mutual love of music, but professional envy had strained their relationship to the breaking point. Rumors circulated that Celeste had belittled Jonah's conducting skills, undermining his authority and fueling his simmering resentment. Jonah's alibi seemed airtight, but something about his detachment troubled Lutz, as if he was hiding a deep hurt or anger beneath his calm exterior. Lutz noticed Sophia's eyes linger on the music stand in the dressing room, her gaze distant, as if recalling something she couldn't quite say. A colleague of Celeste's claimed she had confided fears of betrayal, that someone close to her was capable of harm, though she never named anyone. Lutz examined the music score again, noticing a faint pencil mark over a single note, a detail so small it almost went unnoticed. The marked note, G, corresponded with a specific line in the concerto, one that held emotional significance for both Celeste and Emil. Lutz began to suspect the missing violin held the final answer, a silent witness to the events leading to Celeste's death, hidden in plain sight. As he delved into the concerto's history, he learned that Celeste had obsessed over this piece, as if it contained secrets only she could reveal. Emil grew increasingly tense as the investigation progressed, his once steady gaze faltering whenever the violin's disappearance was mentioned. Sophia remained guarded, her knowledge of Celeste's secrets making her both invaluable and suspect, an enigma Lutz struggled to unravel. The concert hall's dim lighting and grand architecture seemed to loom over the investigation, casting shadows that mirrored the mystery within. Lutz returned to the concert hall one final time, searching for anything he might have missed, his instincts drawing him back to the stage. A faint scuff mark on the floor near the music stand suggested that the violin might have been hastily removed, hidden close to where Celeste fell. Lutz ordered a thorough search of the hall, focusing on areas near the stage, convinced that the violin would reveal the truth of that fateful night. At last, they found it, a hidden compartment beneath the stage where the violin had been stashed, bearing a single bloodstained fingerprint. The fingerprint matched Emil's, but he denied any knowledge, insisting he had only touched the violin during rehearsals, not after the murder. Pressed for answers, Emil broke down, confessing to a bitter argument with Celeste but insisting he had left her alive, too angry to think straight. Lutz examined the violin closely, noticing scratches on the neck, as if someone had clutched it with furious intensity during a struggle. Jonah's alibi began to unravel when a witness came forward, placing him near the concert hall at the time of Celeste's death. The witness claimed Jonah had muttered about being cast aside, suggesting a bruised ego and wounded pride behind his calm exterior. Sophia, witnessing Lutz's progress, admitted she had seen Jonah enter Celeste's dressing room shortly before the concert was due to start. Confronted, Jonah confessed that he had gone to confront Celeste but claimed he only wanted to settle things and didn't expect her reaction. He recounted their heated exchange, with Celeste refusing to give him the spotlight he felt he deserved, dismissing him as a failed conductor. Overcome with rage, Jonah had seized the violin in a moment of fury, using it to silence Celeste's voice forever in a single, fatal strike. Realizing his mistake, he had hidden the violin in panic, hoping the missing instrument would cast suspicion away from himself. Sophia, knowing Jonah's secret, had tried to protect him, caught in the conflict of loyalty and horror at what he had done. Lutz revealed the evidence to the orchestra, a stunned silence filling the hall as the weight of Jonah's betrayal became apparent to all. The concert was cancelled, replaced by a somber tribute to Celeste, her empty chair and missing violin a stark reminder of her tragic end. Emil, though free of guilt, remained haunted by his last words to Celeste, an unresolved pain that would follow him throughout his career. Sophia left the orchestra, carrying with her the knowledge of a dark truth, determined to find a life beyond the shadows of the past. Jonah faced his fate, a once celebrated conductor brought down by his own unchecked pride and jealousy, his career shattered by a single act. The concert hall seemed forever changed, its elegance tainted by the knowledge of what had transpired within its walls. Celeste's violin was returned to her family, a silent witness to both her talent and the envy that had ended her life. The mystery closed, but the echoes of that final, tragic note lingered, a reminder of the fragile beauty of fame and the darkness it could hide.